M142, deploying the division. The ability to rapidly and effectively deploy forces is a cornerstone of the U.S. Army's ability to project power and respond to global crises. In this lesson, M142, Deploy the Division, we will examine the complex process of deploying a division-sized force, focusing on the crucial role of the division staff in planning and executing this critical mission. We'll explore the challenges and considerations within each phase, from the initial planning stages to the final integration of forces in theater. This lesson builds on earlier lessons on the nature of war and will provide you with an understanding of how the Army fights, or more specifically, how it gets to the fight at the division level. This lesson also serves as a foundation for the module capstone practical exercise. Deployment process. Both Army and Joint Doctrine outline a four-phased deployment process: planning, pre-deployment activities, movement and reception, staging, onward movement, and integration, RSOI. The Army distinguishes between movement from fort to port and port to port. Force packaging, building combat power incrementally in theater through tailored force packages. Considerations include mission requirements, existing theater capabilities, and available strategic lift. Key personnel and organizations. Successful deployment hinges on collaboration between numerous military and civilian entities. Key players include the Unit Movement Officer, UMO, Brigade Mobility Officer, Division Transportation Officer, DTO, G3, G1, and ITO UMCs, along with external organizations like SDDC, US Transcom, and AMC. Before a division can even begin its movement to the port, a mountain of pre-deployment activities must be completed. We'll examine the essential tasks involved, including soldier readiness processing, ensuring personnel are medically, administratively, and legally prepared for deployment. Equipment preparation, inspecting, maintaining, and preparing vehicles and equipment for transport. Logistics and supply, ordering containers, bracing, blocking, packing materials, and coordinating transportation assets. Moving a division to the port of embarkation, POE, presents its own set of logistical and operational challenges. We'll discuss key considerations like mode selection, determining the optimal transportation method, road, rail, or air, based on factors like distance, time constraints, and equipment characteristics. Convoy operations, planning and executing safe and efficient movement of personnel and equipment via ground convoys. Activities at the PEOHE, coordinating with Air Force personnel at aerial ports and port support activities for loading and embarkation. Finally, we'll touch on the crucial process of ARESSOH and I, the integration of arriving forces into the operational theater. This phase encompasses reception, receiving personnel and equipment at the port of debarkation, POD, staging, organizing and preparing forces for onward movement, transporting personnel and equipment to their final destinations within the theater. Integration, integrating units into the operational force and achieving full mission capability. As you prepare for the M142 lesson, remember these key takeaways. Deployment is a complex operation requiring detailed planning and coordination across multiple echelons and organizations. Pre-deployment activities are essential for setting the stage for a successful deployment. Efficient movement to the PEOE is critical for maintaining the deployment timeline. ARESSOH and I marks the culmination of the deployment process, integrating forces into the theater and enabling mission execution. Be prepared to apply the concepts you've learned in this overview during the M142 lesson. You'll be challenged to think critically about the division's role in deployment, analyze real-world scenarios, and develop solutions to complex logistical and operational challenges. For further study, review ITP 3-35, Army Deployment and Redeployment. Consult the M142 student slide deck for additional information and visuals. Explore the 1st Air Cavalry Brigade's after-action report for practical insights and lessons learned.